Ha! Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Jazz Guitar Hour at UIS. My name is Jose Globo. I'm here every Wednesday, 6 o'clock. Uh, this thing is coming to an end. I've just noticed. It's the second to last week is going to be the final one. So thank you for being here. Thank you, Dr. Yona, for letting me use the UIS facilities here. Uh, Good. One of my goals for this was to learn how to use the mixing board. That's good. Another goal was to have some people watch it and hopefully learn something from it. Hopefully that was achieved. Hey Matt, hello. Uh, HX5, that's a good name. Uh, Good stage name for YouTube. So I open it up with a tune by either Bill Evans and or Miles Davis. There's a story that maybe Bill Evans, piano player, composed it and Miles Davis stole it. I don't know. I wasn't there. But the tune's called Nardis. It's kind of a jam session type of tune that a lot of people know. I haven't played in a long time. That's why I wanted to play it. Yeah, let me know if you have questions. If you have, or if you have any topic you want me to go over. I have two little ideas here. What are them? One I remember. One is about comping in bossa nova. A couple of ideas to. The other thing I don't remember, but it was probably not very important. But let's play another tune and then get back and talk. So a guitar classic that became a jazz standard that many musicians played, Moonlight in Vermont. Why did I play that? It's a beautiful ballad. It's by Johnny Smith, the guitar player, or at least made famous by him. I think it was composed by him. Um, I just played a gig, a real gig for people in Urbana, Illinois, yesterday, and we played that tune with Brad Wheeler, saxophone player. Um, yeah, feels good, feels different than doing live streamings. Um, but I wanted to mention, I was thinking about here, just by the way I started playing, just one guitar player that I don't think I mentioned here. If I did, I haven't enough. A guy that I think you should check out if you can. His name is Bobby Broom, just one of my favorite guitar players. But just the way he posted maybe 10 years ago a few videos playing some solo guitar things. And I think he said he was gonna release an album. He's working on an album for a while of solo guitar, but he well known, mostly associated probably with by having played with Sonny Rollins for many years. Just one of my favorite guitar players. Sometimes I find myself doing things from watching him. He was very excited. I took one lesson with him back in 2011. Yeah, and I got to see him many times at Andy's, this jam session in Chicago, and yeah, just check him out, Bobby Broom. Shout out if you're watching someday. So the topic I said I was gonna talk about, comping in bossa nova, right? Let me just a few ideas, because sometimes I see even great jazz guitar players um, sounding a little strange playing a bossa nova. So just first, just a simple groove. I'm gonna play the Girl from Ipanema progression in C, or it could be the Take the A Train progression. The first thing, I think the simplest way that I can think of right now, at least, of playing a bossa nova, a few patterns like, all right, very steady, just the same thing, or like, ba, ba, ba. And the bass note stays always on the. Then depends if you're thinking 2/4 or 4/4. In Brazilian people usually write bossa nova and samba in 2/4. So you're thinking like this, that would be the bass is always on the tum tum tum, which is the quarter note in 2/4. See, even though there's all these other things happening on the upper voice, the bass is just, if you pay attention, it's very boring, but it sounds great. Just the bass by itself. But with the chords, it sounds a little more interesting, the syncopations. Now, just the top voices. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, both. Okay, I really think it's a good idea to practice just keeping that thing steady and groovy before you start trying to improvise rhythms, you know. Because and the reason why, I mean, even João Gilberto, which is the king of bossa nova, was elected the king of bossa nova by me. João Gilberto used to play to do this. You keep the same pattern, a very simple pattern, over and over. And on, the way I hear it is, he established that thing, that steady pattern. He repeats it over and over again, and then after 39 bars, he does one little variation. Let's see, like, I'm not gonna make you wait 38 bars, but I'll do one right now. I don't know if you caught, but like I did one different upbeat, same thing, same pattern. I just anticipated one chord here, but firstly, the way it sounds to me, the trick is establish this repetitive pattern, right? And then everybody gets comfortable. It gets a little bit it gets a lot predictable. You know exactly what's gonna happen, and then when he changes one little thing, it becomes magical. So listen to João Gilberto for that. Of course, there's all the stuff that gets Gilberto albums that won a Grammy in the 60s for Album of the Year. You might have heard of that. And one that I always go back to is João Voz e Violão. It's just him, voice and guitar. It's fantastic. It's later, so his voicings are a little bit different. You can hear, but very very simple, rhythmically. it's kind of a magic combination. It's hard to explain to me, João Gilberto, how simple and predictable it is, and magical and complicated at the same time. That's what it is. But so now making a few other variations. Like one way you can do is like always anticipate. See, I'm not messing with the bass here. I'm always keeping the bass on the quarter notes. Now I changed the bass a little, kind of like a hemiola here, like the Tony Martin does. Like it does. All right, we went for something very very simple to something very very complicated. Uh, let's try something in between. See, just a good idea is to try to hear the rhythm, to hear even though you're not playing all 16 notes. Daga 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 daga. But try to hear them in your mind, and keep all possible combination of 16 notes, and play around with that and create rhythms that sounds pleasing to your ear. Like see, there's some repetitive patterns that work very well. Like it's a little more exotic. Okay, so this is on João Gilberto's atmosphere, João Gilberto's scope. I'm trying to use scholarly approved words. Um, One idea that I would recommend, to check out not only bossa nova guitar players, but also samba players. So the first one that's it's not that crazy to understand the rhythms that he played. I mean, I'm just talking about him because it's one of my favorite players. Another João, but now João Bosco. Uh, you know, it's a guitar. I can play one song, probably his most popular. It's called Incompatibilidade de Gênios. He plays a partido alto rhythm. In case you heard of it, like one, two, one, or with the bass, one, two, one, two, two, one. Kind of hard to count. One, two. Easy to just play and not count. One, two, one. So one thing, João Bosco now. He's doing some things. He's using open strings. Well, I'm just trying to. I'm gonna try to focus on the rhythmic aspects now. But his use of the right hand, it's really really creative. How to create these little things like. And he's doing that dagaraga thinking of the 16 notes, you know. Ta ta ga 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 ga. But he's using the middle fingers like combinations of, either with two and one or a very specific explanation. I love it. But it's better if you just hear it. It sounds cool fast as well, but let's play slow. I may know. Let's see if I remember the words for that song. Totô, jogava o Flamengo, eu queria escutar. Chegou, mudou de estação, começou a cantar. I already forgot it. Se eu tô. Um pulinho, instantinho no bar. Ah. Se eu dou. Ai, se eu dou. Um pulinho, instantinho no bar. Bastou. Durante 10 noites me faz jejuar. Coou. Meu café na calça. Não. Coou. Meu café na calça pra me segurar. Se eu tô. Ai, se eu tô devendo dinheiro e venho me cobrar. Convida a mãe dela pra ir morar lá. Levou. Yeah. Okay, I can't remember the words. I can, but not right now. It's a nice story about a couple that don't get along, and then he keeps complaining about it's the guy complaining to a lady, and he says doctor. It might be a psychologist or a psychiatrist. I don't know. But anyways, focus. So we're talking about the rhythm here, ways to be creative with the right hand mostly. So I see the girl from somebody likes the girl from Ipanema. Cool. That's a very hip name. I would never be able to pronounce it correctly. Shivane Sharma. The Sharma, I think I got it. Sharma. But your first name, I'll have to practice with the metronome. Shivanish. Cool. Yeah, maybe we can play more, talk more about the girl from Ipanema. But yeah, so a couple of things I was thinking, a couple of mistakes that I was making while I was playing. Not necessarily mistakes, but one thing that I hear, especially on guitar players that don't have much experience with Brazilian music, do. That's a dilemma. What to do with the bass note, too. The thing with alternating the bass notes, that's like, and I heard it from a professor of mine back in Iowa, Steve Grismer. I just did a master class at the University of Iowa, and he asked me about this because he heard Brazilian music through Chick Corea's music, which is Brazilian influenced, but it's like the way Stanley Clarke, the bass player, would play with the bass note going up. It is cool for the way Chick Corea plays, but in a Brazilian music context, that sounds like something completely different. That's something, it's a different. If you want to play the Stanley Clarke samba, you have to be specific. If you tell your bass player to play samba, he's not going to do that. He's going to do something different. Usually the bass notes, what I was trying to get at is that one safe way to approach this, the what to do with the bass note, just keep it on the root. And keep it steady, on the quarter, on the 8th note. 8th note? No. on the quarter note. Every downbeat, like 1, 2, 1, 2. And see, I'm also playing. If you wanted to, if you want to do add a little bit of nuance to it, you can put an accent on the second one. Like I just alternated the bass, and that's what I was trying to get at. If you want to alternate the bass, you better do it on the lower side. Like go from the root to the fifth, lower. This thing here can work. Antonio Horta, which is my favorite player, he does that sometimes, and it can work. I'm just saying what's a safe, like a standard approach that will never fail. So repeating the bass note, and but putting a little bit of an accent on the second beat, on the second. And third thing, if you really feel the need to move your bass note, do it on the lower side. Do it on the play the fifth of the chord, but a fifth lower than the root. And see, on the G here, I just repeated. Yeah, so a couple of tricks to make your bossa nova more better. Have I heard about Ted Green? Oh yes, I'm not an expert in Ted Green. He does those crazy harmonics thing, doesn't he? But a lot of beautiful solo guitar playing. Yeah, Sharma. Um, yeah, people who there's not a whole lot of jazz. I mean, maybe by now we're in 2021, so there are lots of guitar players playing solo guitars. Maybe the most well-known ever, I would dare saying, Joe Pass. Very and his duos with Ella Fitzgerald, but he really mastered that thing of playing solo guitar. But before him, there's George Van Apps, right, who played, and he create like his voice leading approach, really beautiful voice movements. And then Ted Green, I think, was inspired by Joe Pass, right? Probably like a little younger than Joe Pass. And then more recently, Peter Bernstein was playing some solo guitar sets, and all the younger guys, Kurt Rosawinkle, Mike Moreno, that even younger guy, I think he's younger than me, Pasquale Grasso, he also played. Anyways, yeah, guitar, popular. Solo guitar is getting popular. Speaking of it, let's play another song. Hope the bossa nova thing made sense. Oh yeah, I'm gonna sing another one. Just to demonstrate a little. Back to bossa nova, maybe applying Lenny Brew, correct. Applying some of the concepts that I just talked about. And this one, the words are a little easier to remember. Because the João Bosco songs is words by Aldir Blanc, and it's just one linear story. Each chorus is different words. I'm gonna work on that. But this one is a little simpler. It's Pra Machucar Meu Coração. I'll tell you later the words. Tá fazendo ano e meio, amor, que o nosso lar desmoronou. Meu sabiá, meu violão, e uma cruel desilusão foi tudo que ficou. Ficou pra machucar meu coração. Tá fazendo um ano e meio, amor, que o nosso lar desmoronou. Meu sabiá, meu violão, uma cruel desilusão pra machucar meu coração. Quem sabe não foi bem melhor assim. Melhor pra você e melhor pra mim. A vida é uma escola em que a gente precisa aprender a ciência de viver pra não sofrer. Alright, Pra Machucar Meu Coração. That's an old song. This is pre-bossa nova composition. It's by Ari Barroso, but it was recorded by João Gilberto, like in the peak of bossa nova. That's kind of more the area the style that I'm playing. Sad song. It's a very sad song about heartbreak. Isn't it great? Yeah. Alright. I'll call you Shiv. Shiv. Alright, Shiv. Cool. Uh, what else? Well, so I was trying to now to mingle the concepts a little bit of the João Gilberto thing of playing just a steady groove, right? And the João Bosco thing of exploring the possibilities of the right hand, of just not only playing like chords and bass, but also playing some little things in between. Even on a slower tempo, it is legal in the state of Illinois. At least it is legal to do that. Arpeggiating a little bit. Getting back to the groove. Okay, so since we're here, I was gonna say that you also don't need to play fancy voicings, but this is a good fancy voicing. I got it from Ginga. It doesn't, yeah, you got it. You're playing the root, the minor 7, the 9 right next to the minor 3rd. I gotta be careful. But you don't really have to be. Sometimes it can hinder the flow of the thing if you're playing. Say I'm mixing fancy words with common words. Hinder the flow of the thing. If you start changing voices too much, like for example, the first chord here is just it. See, here I'm just putting a bunch of substitutions just because I can, which is not wise. Not a good idea. Like try to find a good balance. You don't have to be changing the chords just because after you learn inversions. I know the feeling exactly. You want to apply every inversion everywhere, correct? And you're not wrong. But we need to just grow out of it and learn how to use it when it's needed. All right, many hearts to you too, Sharma. Tips on modulation and voice leading. Yeah. Well, for both, I would say the best. I mean, for everything in life, in guitar playing, learning a bunch of songs. That's the best way, the best recommendation that I would do for anything that you would ask, actually. But modulation and voice leading. So I would say you can practice one thing that I remember I did that helped me a lot to practice playing one song and try to put little parameters that you're not going to change. For example, on the top, keeping the top note on the Girl from Ipanema in F. I'm going to keep an open E as much as possible. So keeping like a pedal note on top, Whatever the hell happens. All right, so I'm not gonna keep the open E on the bridge because the note's not gonna fit. Let's do the same thing again, but now not with an open string, with like let's say a D here on top. So the ability to go through a song, keeping one note on top, that's gonna force you to think of what is that note gonna be in relation to the next chord, you know? So I think it's a good exercise. And also play little games like, let's say, try to keep one ascending melody. Let me try that. I'm gonna start on a lower note here, like on the third, like sharp 11, 11, sharp 11, 5, sharp 9, major 7, major 7, 9, third, third, sharp 11, 5, sharp 5, sharp 3, and who are you? Major 7. You know? And I mean, yeah, smoothers the transition. Yeah, absolutely for sure. So versus if you're playing the Girl from Ipanema and you do like, yeah, that was pretty horrible. Did you hear that? I love it. It was so bad that I like it. See, all disconnected. Whereas if you do the other thing now, let me do the other now, but now try to find a descending melody. Like, so starting on the third, 9, 7, 13, 5, flat 9, 5, nothing, sharp 11, 5, sharp 11, third, 9, 9 again, sharp 5, 9. Now ascending, major 7, root, 9, where are you? Minor 7, 11th, 11th again, 9, minor 7, 11, 5, 11, 5, who are you? Root, yeah, root, and then major, minor 7, major 3, minor 7, major 3. So just being able to those things that are the first that come to mind. Keep one steady note, and also create melodies like predetermined, not necessarily melodies, which could be as well. Predetermined melodies, or predetermined parameters. I did here one ascending melody throughout connecting the chords, and a descending melody. Finally, one thing if you want to work on your modulations and voice leading, to create, not to, I was doing here mostly on tempo and improvising, right? Just going up. However, it's also a good idea to tie to my first answer. Learn a bunch of tunes, and instead of just improvise, one thing you can do is just really slowly, I mean without any tempo, to work out chord melodies. Like just stop and like it's an F major, and learn that if you don't know, learn that the melody starts on the 9. And how many ways can you do that? Like the see, I'm using open string here now. See, there's infinite ways. Or or um, they're just like, if you just think about it before playing, how many different ways can you approach voice leading? You can change the chord for each melody note, or you can try to keep the same voicing and move the notes only on top. Endless. You gotta work on it. I'm gonna drink some water because I've been talking too much. Alrighty, you're shifting to jazz. Great. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Uh, yeah, I'm not thinking because this song here I played it thousands and thousands of times. So that's it. That's what I recommend. The main thing, just grab a bunch of tunes that you like. And you mentioned Ted Green. He does a beautiful version of Autumn Leaves, doesn't he? Let me try that. But learn Autumn Leaves and then change keys. Um, I'm gonna try to go through Autumn Leaves in a couple of different keys. Let's see. Yeah, autumn leaves ish through a couple of keys. I just have some a sort of an arrangement for it. Like I started in the key Miles Davis play. I don't know what's the original key. Everybody plays different key, but the most popular keys are definitely G minor or B flat major. And then the second most popular is the one that it's in the real book, the Unreal book, which is E minor or G major. And then I did it in C sharp minor or E major. That was it, right? Yeah, three keys, good. Right, thank you for checking that out. And Sharma, how did you find this thing? Did anybody tell you about it, or did you get recommendations through YouTube? We don't. This is a very selective club. We don't get a lot of views, so that's good that someone encountered it. There's a bunch of other videos. I've been doing this since when the beginning of the school semester. So yeah, you can go back and check it out. Tell your friends. Usually it's just like this. There's no script. I'm just come here. Sometimes there's people asking questions. Sometimes just a monologue, which is like jazz therapy for me. All right, I'm gonna play another one. All right, cool. Uh, that was meditation. So you said you Shiv Sharma is from India. That's a thing you guys do in India, meditation, right? It's all connected. That's a tune by Antonio Carlos Jobim, the composer of The Girl from Ipanema. Meditation. So Frank is here, saxophone, private club. I think I said, what did maybe I said private club? No, it's, what's the word? I don't know. Uh, Great encouragement for this singing saxophonist to work up his jazz repertoire on yeah, beautiful, Frank. Thanks for stopping by. I didn't say I said a selective. I think I said right. Doesn't matter. But good. Thanks for checking it out. Um, any tunes requests? I think we got time for one more. Then Obladi Oblada, life goes on. Just don't request any Beatles songs. I guess you could. All right. Upon request, Stella by Star Wars. Cool. I guess that's it for today. Uh, Thanks for tuning in. I will be here next week on Wednesday at 6 o'clock again. Yeah, thanks for checking. And yes, Sharma, I did I was actually working on a reharm for Imagine. I think I used to have, sometimes I do reharmonizations for tunes that I find corny. So, and sometimes I do that on the spot. Last week I did it with, it's not corny, it's good songs. I did it with What a Wonderful World. And then I do have another, in case you're curious. There's an, yeah, thanks for subscribing. I do have on my, there's a thing that I do on Fridays usually. It's called the House Trio. If you check it out, there's a couple. What did we do the other day? I don't know. We did. There's 19 episodes up. You can check that out. The House Trio, and we did one. We did like an Elvis Presley song. I can't help falling in love with you. We did that. We did a couple. We did my reharmonization of Everybody Wants to Rule the World. We also did. The channel is on YouTube, not on Insta. I'm not on Instagram. I don't know. I'm on Facebook, but I prefer YouTube here. I think it's more direct. Instagram and Facebook is too much distraction. I don't know. But but yeah, you can just search the House Trio on YouTube and you find that. You can check out everything here on the UIS channel, all of those other episodes here. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta la vista.